Want help to grow your business? Download Bryn, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit bryn.ai or search the App Store today.
Welcome to the Young Entrepreneur Show, where we interview exceptional young people doing incredible things in business. I'm your host, Yvette Adams. Today we're talking to an 18-year-old, Oriana Edmonds, who joins us from the rolling hills of St Andrews, which is a rural area just outside of Melbourne, Australia. Oriana has created her own range of goat milk soaps and other related products, which are cruelty-free, non-animal tested, 100% Australian owned and operated, and which are making waves with people who have health issues. Welcome on the show, Oriana.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
So good to have you here. So you've come to us from St Andrews, Victoria. It's rural. Yep. Have you grown up on a farm always?
Yeah.
Tell us about where you live.
So my parents moved out there before I was born, and we've been there ever since. Growing up with animals, we haven't always had goats, but we used to live next door to a dairy goat farm. Yep. So I've always grown up with goats
animals
and kids,
around,
and absolutely.
Quite comfortable with them.
Absolutely love them.
And you got brothers and sisters?
Yes, I got one sister and one brother.
Yeah, cool. So how did you get started with this business? Where did the idea come from?
So I think, have been an entrepreneur. I've always wanted, to make little businesses or whatever. But I started out when I'd always wanted to make soap, and then I saw once at a show someone making soap, and I thought, oh, that looks really interesting. So then I started researching into it, and my mum said, oh, let's not do it just yet. It's a bit of a process.
So your mum knew how to do it?
No, she'd seen other people do it, and it had been quite hard. So I was dedicated, though, to do it. And that's when I one day decided that I was going to do it. I collected everything. I'd found a recipe, bought all the materials, and we made our first batch of soap.
So where was that? Kitchen? Shed?
It was actually on the outside table near the house.
Outside table. Yep. Fair enough. Mum made sure it was outside.
Yeah.
And how did the first batch turn out?
It was amazing. It
really?
was perfect.
Just got it straight off?
Yeah, straight off.
Cool.
So, and everyone loved it, that we had to make another batch and another, and we've continued from there.
So what was the first batch? What was the product? Was it little soaps?
It was blocks of goat milk soaps, but I bought fancy moulds, so it was like a goat kid kissing a butterfly, and it was like a bunny rabbit and that kind of things.
So you gave those away or you sold them?
So we had to wait about 2 to 6 weeks to actually use them. So I looked and checked at them, every 2 hours. No.
Because they have to mould?
Yeah, so they're in a mould. And once we'd waited the time, we then got to use it, and we gave a couple away to friends and family who said we want more of it, and then we kept making more.
Yeah, so when did you do your first sale then?
First sale was probably maybe a couple of months after that, once we'd started getting a bit more stock, but then we actually changed to a different recipe, which we were sort of happy with, but then we also kept changing recipe, and it took us almost 2 years to get a perfected recipe.
Why did you change recipes if the first one was...
I actually wasn't happy with the formulations.
Okay.
I found that it wasn't as quite a hard kind of soap, and it was going a little bit soft in people's bathrooms, and I didn't want that, and I just felt there could be improvement to it.
So I read on your bio that you've actually been a little bit of an experimenter in the kitchen for a long time. I've got here that you've made all sorts of goat cheeses, ice creams, yogurt, smoothies. So soap was the next obvious progression. You just can't eat it, or can you? You can't eat that soap, can you?
I wouldn't recommend eating it, no. But it wouldn't kill you. It's so healthy.
Kids probably would try.
Yeah.
I thought one of your early orders was actually to Uganda. How on earth did you sell soap to Uganda?
So I actually happened to know the CEO of that organisation, and she asked if we would custom make some soaps for her. It was a set of Love, Faith and Hope, and she wanted to take them over to the orphanage, and that went to help out all the women and girls in that orphanage.
So that sounds like quite a big order. How many was in that?
I think we did about... it was at least up to 60, something like that, yeah.
Wow.
It was quite a big order.
How did that feel, shipping off your first big order to Uganda?
Yeah, it was pretty amazing to know that it was going right across the world as a first order. So once we had it completed, she took it over, and it was amazing. It was really good.
Awesome. So nowadays you sell online. At what point did you get a website and get that all sort of locked in and serious?
Fairly quickly, actually, but it was just a website, and then I'd sort of tinkered on it for a while we were getting the recipe perfected, and then we actually...
To continue enjoying this presentation, download Bryn, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit bryn.ai or search the App Store today.